Well, that's what's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here for the Closer Conversations podcast, powered by Connect CTNY, and I am standing here. Actually, I'm sitting
down
with the one and only Roman Vladimirsky of the Vladimirsky team,
Welcome
as well as my good friend Mike Spindler. And to that, I want to raise a glass. Happy 6th night of Hanukkah and L'chaim.
Cheers, boys.
That's because you're a guest.
Classy. This is like, I feel like this is like a holiday edition.
Holiday
Like
edition.
we're right near Christmas, we're right near New Year. It's like really ending the year strong, I think, boys.
So how's your guys' days going?
It's going good. I'm sitting very close to you guys. You can probably smell the Wendy's I just had before I got here.
What'd you get from
Wait,
Wendy's?
what was the order?
Spicy chicken sandwich with cheese.
Ooh. Pretzel bun?
No.
Pretzel bun's nice, though.
Classic bun.
Pretzel bun's
You
nice.
know,
Watching my figure.
I almost ordered some food from Starbucks when I just had Mike pick up my food. I was like, nah,
What's your go-to?
at Starbucks?
Yeah. I
Like-
got a theory on this.
Like the impossible breakfast sandwich because like I have to.
No.
You got something to say? You can take
Stuffed ham and cheese croissant is
Ooh,
the best thing
killer, bro.
at Starbucks.
Yo, they
have
never,
that?
they
And they
never,
melt the cheese.
but they never actually have it though.
No, it's
they
never
run
really
out.
out.
They run out every single time.
You know, I saw this stand-up bit the other day. I've been back on my stand-up stuff. Like I want to start doing that again. And this bit was really funny. They were like, "Yo, I'm convinced that Starbucks, they just want to sell you food." He goes, "I showed up to a drive-thru the other day and they said, 'Hi, sir, what can we get you started to eat?'" And he goes on to say, "Eat? I'm here to drink, but like now you got me thinking, like what am I gonna get, you know?" And it's true. Like I mean, I was on the app and I'm looking, I'm like, oh, there's some good stuff, but I think they could do better with their menu. There's not enough.
But you know what though? But their profit margins on their food is probably crazy. And honestly, that's a great sales technique that they're probably teaching them at the window. Like, yo, get the food order because no matter what, someone's ordering something to drink.
Right, you're
with
here
it.
for coffee.
And the coffee's expensive.
No,
And the
food's
food's
good.
not bad. No, it's not. It's not.
All right, let's talk about important shit. Roman, tell everybody who you are. You can take the mic from me and do that. My arm will get tired.
Roman Vladimirsky, owner of the Vladimirsky team, licensed real estate agent in New York and Connecticut. Is that good?
Yeah, that's a good
That's
clip.
actually fantastic.
That's a good clip.
Give
It's
us
like a
the
15
backstory.
second
How'd
clip.
you get into the business? What made you get started? How long you been in the business? Give us the whole rundown.
So I've been in the business since 2017.
Okay.
I got licensed in real estate, actually by accident. My stepdad died.
Usually is by accident.
Usually,
right?
it really is. Yeah. My stepdad died in 2016.
Sorry to hear, man.
That's all right. Thank you. And
I've done the episode with you, so like, I don't know. I'm just like listening. I'm like passively listening,
sorry,
you know?
no. And after he died, I got very close with his best friend.
Okay.
It's all right. Everybody knows you.
That's why you don't have the mic.
I got very close with his best friend after he
Okay.
died, and his best friend owned a commercial brokerage in Newark.
Interesting.
He asked me to come on and do some of his marketing because
Okay.
they were like old guys.
Did you have like a marketing background at that point? Or?
I worked at ESPN Radio.
Really?
doing
Sick. Oh, wow,
marketing,
that's
in
awesome,
their
man.
promotions department. yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
So I wasn't a marketing guru, but
Right.
I had some expertise,
You're right.
which is good for the millennial kid
Yup,
who was like
yup.
26, 25 at the time.
Right.
Hired me to do his marketing, and then I started looking at this real estate stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He paid for me to get my license in Jersey. I know absolutely nothing about New Jersey and Newark, so I definitely failed there.
Yes.
But
Smells.
yeah, so this is on camera.
I've heard that though. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
all right. I'm not gonna repeat.
I've
that.
never been.
Anyway, then I was like, listen, I could do this shit in New York.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
this is, I
Are
know
you from New York originally?
From the Bronx.
Nice.
From the Bronx. Yep. Moved to Westchester 2014.
Okay.
And then just took off from there. Started with a small mom and pop. Outgrew them in 11 months.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Keller Williams. Now we're at Howard Hanna.
I thought Mike was going to jump in with a question there.
No, I had like two in a row there.
So, Roman, one thing I want to talk about is I kind of asked you this in my one question thing. You have done such an excellent job of creating a huge brand identity for yourself. And I can ask like 37,000 questions associated with that. But
They'll all be long-winded questions too, by the way.
yeah, because you know why they're long-winded though? Because I'm coming up with the question on the spot. Like I have nothing prepared, so I'm just making shit up in my head. So what I want to know is like, when was that moment in your head that you decided that a brand identity was important? Like when did you really start going in as Roman Vladimirsky, the content creator and real estate agent? Like was it? I'm sure it was just real estate in the beginning. So.
It's funny because I can't actually give you the exact moment. But what happened in 2020, obviously everybody knows what happened. It was a pandemic. You know, certain things we as realtors couldn't do. I don't know how it is in Connecticut, but like we weren't allowed to cold call.
Yeah, which is wild.
Crazy how one coincides with the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're in a state of emergency, you're not allowed to call and solicit business because that affects whatever the state of emergency is.
Really, that's got to be one of the more mind-blowing laws.
Crazy.
Ever
Very
passed.
crazy.
Well, you can't have like an elephant in Florida on a Sunday. Like that's probably more mind blowing to me. I'm just
I
saying.
don't really know. That might
But
happen.
you know what's crazy? Just to get totally off track. In Connecticut, you can't buy alcohol in a liquor
Dude,
store
I
after
go
4
through that-
o'clock on a Sunday. But you could go to a bar that's open till 11 o'clock.
Wait, you could buy alcohol in a grocery store though?
But in New York, if you're a bar, you can't serve until 12.
Right. Which also, all right, like riddle me that. You could be in Connecticut.
I'm not riddling you shit. Like, what is this? All right, Roman, go back. What's going on?
totally
The
forgot what-
pinpoint the moment. I'm sharp. I got it. I know where we're at.
You want to give us that 30-minute question again?
Can you repeat the question, sir?
I don't even know the question. No, the question was, when was the exact moment that you realized,
Yeah, no. So,
That.
and at that point, like I was a big cold caller. I don't know how you, like it's
Yep,
pretty much
same,
all I did.
same, man.
I cold called. Fizbo's expired. It
Yep.
fucking sucked. 3-4 hours a day. And my admin at that point said, "Oh, you got to meet this guy Tony Peck. You got to go meet with them. They're great." I'm like, "What the fuck am I gonna do? Like, I'm not talking on camera. I'm not doing it." So I went into that meeting with Tony, Fran, and Michael.
Great guys.
Like this is shout out when
Love
I meet
those
him.
guys.
I went into that meeting. I don't know if I ever told them this. Just like this is going to be 30 minutes, and I'm going to be out of here, and I'm going to be done, and we'll never revisit this again. 3 years later, we're still working together. So I just started knowing that I have to be outside the box. If I'm going to reach a lot of people, and I can't call them, I have to reach a large amount of people in some way, shape, or form. So at first, it was just making real estate content. If you watch my very first video that I did with them, I was wearing a suit
I know
with a
all about
tie,
that stuff.
and you guys, I don't fucking wear suits.
Right.
Neither do I.
It's weird. It's weird for me. It's not me. It kind of looked like a late night lawyer commercial, where Better Call Saul. That's a very good comparison. Better Call Saul, and it just kind of evolved from there. But I did have at one point, and I don't remember when it was, where it just fucking clicked for me that I just have to be in people's faces 24/7
Staying
until
top of mind.
they're fucking annoyed at me.
Yeah.
Until they're annoyed at me, because Apple does it, Nike does it, all the big corporations do it. So I'm just gonna do it at a local level. Why not?
I'm curious on.
I'm gonna make sure we're recording. Keep going.
Yeah, that we have run into this issue many times. We've been half hour in, and this kid never hit start.
We're still recording.
All right, thank God.
With the Wi-Fi off?
I did airplane mode. We're getting tips from the content guy over here. He's great.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious on what's been the
You
feedback.
gonna hold the microphone? Or?
Well, I'm talking loud enough.
No, but it'll pick up with an audio. You remember Tony's?
I'm curious on what's been the feedback from have you gotten business from putting out content, like past clients? Like, what's the source? Like, if you are getting business from the people on social.
So a lot of people, it's hard to say where they first saw you or when they first saw you.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting people that I haven't talked to in years.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question. Hey, when can I get a loan? Or what are the interest rates? Or this and that. So I'm getting a lot of recognition. And my business has dipped slightly in this last year, but not that,
think
not
everybody
drastically,
has,
but not drastically to the point where, we're hurting. or anything.
Where people are leaving the business.
Correct. I'm not going fucking anywhere.
Right. Hell yeah.
You have to
I
carry.
ain't fucking leaving.
You got to carry me. Yes. So to that, like, it's really more just about branding and people just knowing who we are. So can I pinpoint, like, I think the only way with social media is you can pinpoint when you're getting business is when you start running ads, which we're going to do in 2024.
Do you think that,
I should
though?
have said that in your one question.
Do you think that though? Like, I don't know that I agree with you on that. Like,
Tell me
I
why.
think that. I mean, I'm sure this happens to you, Roman, a lot too, because you and I, we run in the same circles. Like, you and I know the exact same people. It's
I
funny.
walk, you run.
I sprint. It's funny. I was having this conversation with Fran last night, and one of the conversations we were having is that, like, when we go to these events, Roman, it's like pretty much the same people every time. There's only so many degrees of separation at this point that we're at, right? Like, we know everybody that Tony and Fran know. Like, they know everybody we know. And that's been what it's been for us. And I don't think that ads, for me, necessarily are as important, because people come up to me all the time and they're like, "Oh my God, you're Austin the Insurance Guy. I see you on social media." Like, and I think that a lot of it is just that brand recognition and always having to remind people of what you do, because at the end of the day, I'm often surprised when people are like, "Oh, you do car insurance too?" And I'm like, "What? Yeah." But like, most of people know me as the guy that works with a lot of real estate agents, but they don't know me as like the guy that also does car insurance. But what they don't know on the back end is when someone's referred to me for home insurance, they're almost always going to get car insurance, home insurance, umbrella insurance, and all that stuff.
Well, that's up to you to tell them that. They're
Right,
not,
but
they're not
like-
just going to know it.
But that's why I don't think ads, like, the people are coming to me organically at this point because of
But
that name
what's
recognition.
you're saying there's a downside to the ads?
No, I don't think there's a downside at all.
Because I'm with you. I don't think that.
Well,
like I see it
okay.
as definitely something that.
Well, to a
we should
degree,
all
I
be
think
doing.
there is a downside.
So
is?
let me answer that really quick. So, like I said, it's been 3 years with Why Not You. The first year is just about getting comfortable being on camera,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Learning what to say, what not to say, how to act, and all that shit. This last year has been a lot about branding
Right.
and doing
of local stuff.
outside the box kind of
Yeah,
content.
yeah.
And now, like, I go into places, people actually recognize me.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
It's pretty fucking cool. But now I got to start getting in front of the people that aren't following me. Okay, that
Yeah,
aren't
that's a good
seeing
point.
me every single
Right.
day, or that aren't following you because you share my stuff, or a friend because they see my stuff. Like, just everybody locally, and I can target with those ads who I want to see my shit
But don't you also think like
with a call to action.
Yeah, absolutely. Always got to have a CTA. But I also think, though, that sometimes, at least in my business, when I run ads, I'm not necessarily generating leads from the clients that I want. You know what I mean? And for that, it can be really, really challenging. That's unfortunate. That's
Is this a fire drill?
That's gonna ring until it hangs up. It's actually another
Is there a
realtor.
button I can press?
Oh yeah, I can mute it.
You want me to answer?
Yeah, should we
We're mid
a
podcast.
live call right now?
We're getting a call in.
That was unfortunate.
But
That's never happened before.
yeah, I mean, awkward stuff has happened. That's just on the list.
Well, I guess what I'm saying though is I feel that segueing back, and sorry about that. I think that sometimes when you run leads, you're not necessarily generating the type of business that you might want to generate. You might get
Fraudulent
someone,
leads.
sort of, yeah. Like you might get someone in the $200,000 price range, and I don't know where you're at, but is that something you want to work? Or are you willing to work everything?
I will. You please disagree with me if you want.
sell a
I
piece
will
of dirt.
absolutely work. I will literally sell a piece of dirt if it means I get a new relationship out of it.
Sure. Okay.
Dude, my best client, right,
I
is
think this could be a clip. So take it.
my best client is a guy who came in. It was a Zillow lead. It's like 4 years ago, right? $150,000 condo. I think most agents would be like, "Nah, I'm not taking care of this guy," right? So
work with him.
So right. So show him the place, loved it, boom, put in an offer. The guy's bought like every year, year over year, 5, 10 properties. Just $200,000 condos, buys them, rents them out, puts it up, easy. And I think a lot of agents would have just said, I'm not taking care of this guy because of the price point.
I think that maybe that's a difference in the two of our industries, right? Like for me, like, and maybe I'm wrong. When I first started this brokerage, like I was like, I'm only going to target high net worth, right? And then I realized that the insurance industry was sort of collapsing, and you have to take everything that's coming your way. But also, there's clients like if you're just referring me a condo deal and I'm not going to get auto insurance, it's like I'm making $20 on that deal, you know. And I think that sometimes that's the trade-off, you know.
Can I challenge you?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I think this year I probably referred you maybe 10, 15 deals, right?
Yeah,
if that, right? If not more, okay,
Yeah,
yeah, you
not
keep
more.
track more
I
than me.
keep track of that.
So, if I send you somebody that's a $200,000 co-op or condo, right? Number one, you're going. Yes, you might not make a lot of money, but you're going to write the policy because it came from a referral.
100%.
And I'm going to challenge you the fact that that person that's getting that $200,000 co-op today might be a millionaire in 5 years,
Yeah,
10
see-
years, 20 years,
Yeah,
or might know
100%.
millionaires.
But even especially if it comes to a referral partner, I'll always get it done. Always get it done because at the end of the day, when people refer me business, it's because they trust me in my process, and I do everything I can to make that real estate agent or that mortgage broker or that lawyer look like a superstar. You know, and that's why I have to get that deal done, regardless of how much money I'm making on that deal. But it's not my favorite. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't love working those $200
love co-ops?
deals.
You know,
No.
Co-ops are so hard. You do a lot of
There's not that
co-ops.
many in Connecticut. There's very
Right. You personally do a lot of
Stanford?
co-ops.
Strawberry,
Strawberry Hill?
yeah.
That's a co-op, not a condo?
there's a co-op there.
Wow.
There's a fucking co-op there.
Dude,
It
co-ops
sucks.
are so annoying. From my angle, from your angle, from mortgage brokers, from lawyers.
I'm curious from your angle, what's the downside?
From my angle, it's more like the timeline of your deal is super far out. Like when you guys refer me clients, both of you, like I work on the basis that like I always, and this is a lot of like what I've done where you set expectations with clients, right? I want to get everything over to the lender within 30 days so they can confirm that everything is correct and they're not calling you from a closing table and being like, hey, this is incorrect. Like I send it to you 30 days in advance so you just get it done correctly.
Right.
But the problem is with a co-op board is you might not close for 90 days
It's
to
out of
120.
everyone's control.
It's out of everyone's
Yeah,
control.
sure, yeah.
So at that point, the mortgage broker might call me in 6 months. And my policy was dated for 4 months ago,
Yeah.
and we had no idea that they didn't close. And I think that could be an inconvenience. And then it's just like you're working backwards, and it's kind of like what we were talking about, where you're basically taking from one pocket and moving it to another, but it's creating work. You're not making any more money. You're not losing money. You're just sort of wasting your time, spinning your tires, you know?
But that's if you're obviously looking in the moment. I think
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
picture, I always think there's an upside to every transaction.
100%.
100%. 100%. You got a question?
No, you got the next one.
I don't have one. You have one?
All right, guys, see you.
No, you gotta have something.
I can come up with something.
Yeah, come up with something.
All right. What's your favorite food?
Buffalo wings.
Buffalo wings. Why?
Buffalo Wild Wings? Or
Buffalo wings.
Yo, if you said Buffalo Wild Wings, I would say yes. See ya. You know?
A good buffalo wing with sauce, hot sauce,
How
buffalo
hot?
sauce.
1 to 10.
1 to 10, I can go 7.
Are you a
I think I
garlic
can go
parm guy?
7. No, hey,
I like garlic
I'm not a garlic
I
guy.
love garlic parm.
Me
I'm
too.
not a garlic guy.
Some people say it's not an actual flavor. Some people say it's just a.
What do they mean it's not an actual
Right,
flavor? It's a
somebody-
flavor.
Yeah,
right,
no,
but they're like,
no,
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 it's
no.
only the breading. You know, it's not like an actual sauce.
Okay, next question. So you have a team right now of 3 people, right? Or 4 people?
3.
3 people. Is there a plan to grow? And I follow that up with, when it comes to growing, are you automatically always in growth mode, or do you sometimes feel like you're so happy with the 3 or 4 agents you have that you don't want to grow and you're trusting the system you currently have?
The system we currently have is awesome. I do trust the other 2 people that are on the team, and it's working fucking great. I do want to grow. I have a hard time finding the right people to grow with.
Totally.
Yeah, which is very tough to find in any business, especially our business, right? Is that the next day is not guaranteed, right? So you can't guarantee a paycheck for a lot if you're bringing on an agent.
I can't find somebody who just wants to fucking hustle and work,
Yeah,
bro.
You know, talking about that though,
Can you take a mic?
you were talking about cold, like you did cold calls when you first got into the business. Are you still doing that? And like, if you're not, what other other than social and what other content? What other stuff like lead generation wise are you doing right now?
So I'm very heavy on my database.
Okay,
Speaking to them
100%.
systematically, having more automated stuff in my database.
Right.
Like the couple monthly emails, the newsletters, we send out birthday cards,
Yeah.
lotto tickets, home anniversaries.
Love that.
I started going to a lot more networking events this year, right? You've seen me a lot more
Oh, so many.
this year compared to last
Way
year.
more than Mike.
No,
This is awkward.
Mike.
this guy's always ridiculing me.
About everything.
Yeah.
Only about everything.
Meanwhile,
He's doing fine.
yeah. What do you want me to tell you? You're going into New York, bro. Like,
Doing fine.
Yeah, he's right.
it's a little far of a drive. I hated coming
I'm
here.
from the same distance.
Yeah, but your office is here.
I know, it's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, pain in
I
the
don't want
ass.
the mic. Continue.
Yeah, I don't cold call as much. As
Okay, so not doing it at all, or just
Not
like,
really, man. It
just you think that the results aren't there anymore? Or?
What do you use to cold call?
Mojo.
I have Red X.
Okay.
The answer rate really
It's low.
dropped. And it's not even that I don't even know how to have conversations, the right conversations. I don't
It's getting
fucking know.
people on the phone.
I could be on the phone for 2.5 hours
Yeah.
and maybe get one fucking answer.
But do you think that that's specific to the program you're using? Because I would go on and say
Because it used to be
Well,
unbelievable.
so I'll tell you what I think it is.
It used to be my entire business.
Why would one cold calling platform work better than another?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's the platform, but here's my theory on that.
Is it a dialer? Like it
It's
just,
dialer.
I don't have one.
You
You
have
have to manually dial. each
which
number.
is horrific, right?
I
If you
don't
call-
cold call anymore.
Right, but it's all about spam. Like you're probably showing up as spam.
Do you think that? Are you? cold
No,
calling
I
your
have my
phone?
cell phone number as my
Yeah.
caller ID.
So
but
I
you
wouldn't.
think-
I would use a Google Voice number and I'd change it like every 2 days.
I'm going to test that out.
Why? Wait, hold on. I think that's a bad idea. Because you're going to get a new phone number. What if someone calls you in 6 months? They got your cold call. You're leaving voicemails and sending texts.
But it still
No,
goes
no.
back to your original.
It
No.
goes back to my original number.
Oh wait, but regardless, you're not leaving voicemail and sending texts. No. Dude, don't you know it's 7 points of contact? Like that's when you're gonna get. Like, listen, I don't cold call anymore, but I was a cold calling wizard. Like it is 7 points of contact. You got to email, phone call, text. If you can send a letter, send a letter.
Waste of time.
Oh, I
Waste of time for the voice. You're saying you're manually leaving voicemails?
well, but I think
Or
there's
you're
an
setting
art.
a bar- Pre-recorded, maybe.
That's cool. You could do that.
Yeah.
On Red X.
But I
Yeah,
also
you
think
can on Mojo
that's
also.
cool as shit. But I think I would love to learn something about that. I think there's an art of leaving a voicemail, right?
What was
Like-
your like go-to voicemail?
Well, like it depends on like what I'm calling for. I'm in a different
Give
industry.
us something. Give us an example.
Like, but if I was gonna call you, I leave no details in there.
Act it out.
Okay.
Right. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Hey, this is John. You know, I'm not available right now. Leave a message. Hey, John, Austin calling. Give me a ring when you get this. Got a couple questions for you. No idea who I am. No idea what I am. Doesn't know what I want. But you might. But the question is, you would be more likely to call me back than if I was like, I'm from Safe Shield Insurance, something you've never heard of.
I suppose.
You'd question it.
Yeah.
Here's
I mean, I train Eric all the time, my assistant. I say, dude, say the craziest things on voicemail. Say the craziest things in emails.
Okay.
Get them to call you back.
But here's the issue that I see with that. You're making your phone calls. You're on a dialer, right? You're getting all these phone calls back of people that you left voicemails. How are you going to know who called you? Or you like, how do you know who's calling you? Like, hey, I just missed a call from you. Hey, Austin, just missed a call from you. Now you got to go back into your system. It totally throws you off of the leads you're calling.
To be honest, like, I wouldn't. Sorry. Wow.
You could have either one.
Press conference. I wouldn't. I wouldn't answer their call back till I was done with my session.
Right.
Interesting,
But now you're
okay.
playing phone tag.
That's okay.
I'm just going
But-
off his theory.
But they were interested enough to call you.
right. Right.
See, I would answer.
But the callbacks that I get, people have nothing to do with the house. Why are you calling me back?
Yeah.
If you don't own 123 Main Street, why are you calling and asking who are you looking for?
I guess it's different because in my industry, I'm like, you need insurance somehow, some way.
Where are you getting your leads
Everybody
from?
needs insurance.
Where you get, like, when you were cold calling, where were you getting your leads from?
Well, when I was cold calling, it was at my previous company.
Right.
So like it would be a book of people that had gotten quotes in the past. There's also like when I cold call now, which I don't, but like Eric cold calls, and he does what's called a Q&S list. It's quoted, not sold. So people we don't sell to. But like, you see, the craziest thing about what I've done in this industry, and like, you know, it's not ever discussed, but dude, I built this entire business completely off organic leads and my relationships that I've built. Most insurance agents are buying leads. They're using portals or
Most
databases.
agents are.
90%, dude. Like, so it's like I'm in this ballpark where like when I sell something to someone, people buy. This sounds ridiculous, but people buy because of me.
Right.
Like they buy on the process and the service and the systems that I have in place, and that's why even when I'm like it's all about expectations, by the way, too. When I do sell, because it's all about, hey, this is my service team. These are the people that you're going to hear from if you ever need anything. It's Lisa and Eric. They're the only people that work directly under me. You know, as we grow and we have more producers, they're not going to work on my team. They'll be completely independent of me, right? So you have to lay the expectations down that, hey, these are the people that you're going to talk to. But where do I get my referrals from now? It's guys like you, both of you, you know, mortgage brokers, realtors. And as the business is honestly really, we've begun to take off the last couple of months significantly, and it's all existing clients. You know, social media is a huge lead source for me. Probably the biggest, honestly. Probably I'd say like number two.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, if you...
But is social media, so what's one? One is realtors or mortgage brokers?
I would say everybody in that industry.
Okay, but is social also equal to number one? Because you're on social.
Well, when people find me on
connecting with
social, it's for
realtors.
something different.
Okay.
It's like they're not usually not buying. I mean, like sometimes they're buying a house, but more often than not, their car insurance went up and they want a quote and they know I do car insurance. Like people that are calling for car insurance have like just, they see me and they're like, hey, do you do car insurance too? Now, what I want to work on for 2024 is making it more apparent that I do all of these types of insurance, right? Like people only know me as the home insurance guy because they know I do a lot of business with real estate agents, but like I don't know if I messed that up along the way, but like I want them to know that I do everything, and that can sometimes be, you know, something that I go back to the drawing board and try to recreate. Like it's not like a reinventing the wheel because the wheel's already round. I've done a great job of developing and creating my brand, you know?
I would just consistently keep putting that content out.
Of course.
You know, because what you put out there is what you're going to get.
Yeah.
And what I've been getting lately is actually new people that I'm coming across asking, oh, like some people didn't even know I was a realtor. And that was my fault.
Well, for a little bit, you weren't doing
So
a lot
what,
of real estate
what do
content.
they think?
I was a food influencer.
Interesting.
But you know what I would tell you though that I think is interesting. I bet that all your videos that you've put up in the last 3 months, your viewership has steadily increased.
My viewership, my follower count, and I don't know if you saw the video I put out today, that answers a lot of questions.
Yeah.
When you watch it afterward, because I can tell by your face you haven't seen it yet.
I saw it.
What'd you do?
Honestly, I just like people's
Clearly,
content.
we didn't prep for this.
That's okay.
I just like people's videos. I need to do better like that. But you know, I think that it's so
That's a
interesting.
big part of it.
Which thing?
Liking and commenting and DMing.
Of course.
Huge part of it.
Yeah. Dude, my videos are now like we're seeing like above 22,000 every video. And like
Awesome.
but like a lot of people at home, and we talk about this with Fran too, like it's not like this is not you're not going to do this in one day. Like your brand is going to take time to develop, and you have to like be consistent and be like strategic. Like right now, no one will notice, but I'm not posting a single content video in December. And that's because like in December, like I'm like
This video will be waiting until January.
it will be.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm leaving for Florida in like a week, like for like 3 days,
You're
like for like 3 weeks. Like, no, it's just like more like I want to have stuff saved for 2024 in January, and like I'm coming out hot with content. You know, like I plan to really take the brand, continue to grow it to the next level. I mean, I've seen so much happen in the last year. I mean, I've gotten like almost 1,000 followers this year. You know, my viewership's up over 1,000 views a video than it was at this time last year. And it's just a constant analysis of like what I'm doing that's working and what's not. And maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but do you think there's any secret to social media that like, because like we put up videos all the time and some will get, 2,000 views, some will get 5,000 views.
There's no secret to viewership, but there is secret to actually long-term success.
Yeah.
And seeing return for it. You know, you can't just post and not engage.
Of course.
And not do any outbound DMing.
Do you do a lot of outbound DMing?
Not as much as I should.
Yeah.
Not as much as I should.
So here's my thought on that. The one thing I've noticed is not where I've seen success on social is through DMs. Like on the I was telling somebody this the other day. Like when I was in Vegas, right? I had like 2 clients hit me up like, "Yo, let's go out to this restaurant or whatever." Right? Easy way to connect with them. Boom. When I got back, it was like, hey John, like great recommendation. Hey, let's actually meet for like let's actually get together. I'm thinking about selling my house. Truly happened 3 days ago. It's really crazy. So just that engagement, I think the stories for me so far has been way more powerful than actual posts and reels. That's just the extra layer on top of its state.
I think it all goes together though. Like it's all like having that. Like while we all have our own jobs, like what we've done on social though is like I think almost a secondary level to what I've done. There's nobody in your industry. It's very saturated. Everybody's doing content.
Right.
In my industry, there's not a lot of us. And if anything, I would say I'm one of the pioneers that put the social thing on the map.
Hold on.
What you got?
There is not many people in our industry that are doing like just listed, just sold posts. That's not content.
Yeah. Okay.
I agree.
I'm calling
I agree.
that's not content.
I do agree.
You know, because then everybody's doing the same thing. Correctly content and branding yourself is video content, is posting shit about yourself, your personal self, like what you enjoy, what you don't like. Like the shit in Vegas, dude, people love that stuff. When I post my kids, people comment all the time.
I like every single one of them.
Open reaction.
Sports related.
Sports related, absolutely.
Jets, like easy way to connect with somebody.
Sorry to hear that.
Well,
Yeah. I have a question for you. Is have you used the content, right, that you're putting on social in those emails and the campaigns to stay?
Yo, I heard
Yes.
something really interesting about that yesterday. You go first.
Yes. So when we send out our monthly newsletter, there's a section in it that talks about where TVT's been this
all the
last
restaurants
month.
that you've hit
The restaurants
on,
are there
love
with their links, and
Love that.
people. I don't know. I actually have to double check the open rate on it.
Yeah.
On those emails, but it doesn't matter.
Are you using a specific platform for that, like BombBomb?
That's an Emily question. I have no idea. No clue.
You know, I heard something really interesting though the other day. One of the clients Tony and them are working with, they're doing a lot of they record all this content and then they're sending out those targeted email blasts. Like that's where I need to get better too. I think my outreach though as a new company is like I don't have a lot of random people in my pipeline that like are not from someone. Like it's I'm selling the thing is when you guys refer me a piece of business, my conversion is like 90% higher than if it was referred by nobody and they found me on Google. Because they don't know who I am. Right? If you're taking the real estate broker's recommendation, like 9 times out of 10, they're going to go with me. So it's like, I don't necessarily have that email list yet to like just blast people,
Are you in any deadhead groups?
I am.
How many of those have you closed?
Dude, like negative. I don't even think anyone's ever, I've
So
never
that's
even
just
posted.
that's just one area that you can tap into.
So you're saying like make posts in the deadhead groups?
Fuck yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
Dude, you see me. I'm in all those mom and dad pages.
No, yeah, and you get
I'm
business.
in
I've
the
got
community
business
pages.
out of those.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Just like
question is the people in the deadhead group, are they buying and selling? Are they in the insurance?
no,
game?
those are the
Or are they just
$200,000
in-
co-op people.
No way, dude. Deadheads are all like rich people. I disagree. Deadheads are
There's a
all
lot of
rich
marijuana
people.
involved in those groups.
Yeah, but they're all like well-off people.
I got the vibe of like hanging out in like the parents' basement type of thing.
That's what you get from deadheads?
It's what I
You're
would think.
wildly
I
incorrect.
apologize to anybody out there.
You're wildly incorrect. Deadheads are a
gonna get
successful
canceled.
group of
Yeah,
people.
100%.
I'm making a clip out of this too, and I'm gonna put it in all the deadhead groups.
Luckily, no one watches our videos.
Nobody, 4 or 5 views a clip. It's all about the short-form content.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, that's a question.
So, I'm curious, and this is a conversation that Austin and I have debated heavily, especially on this podcast, is where do you think in the next 6-12 months the real estate market goes? Because all of our industries, obviously, are directly tied. Yeah.
So next year, I think several things are going to happen. This is obviously my opinion. I have no facts about this. I just want to make sure. Disclaimer.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people that bought homes during COVID. That whether it was they paid high, they did have lower interest rates, but they paid high and they overextended themselves. Now with the inflation, everything fucking costs triple. I feel like what it cost before. We were just talking about cars before. So I do think it's going to catch up to a lot of people.
Okay.
I think there's going to be people that are going to be forced to sell. That'll help inventory. I do think they will lower rates. How much I don't know, but I do think they'll lower it. That will help inventory. So I do think there's going to be a lot more inventory out there. And again, I just think really the realtors and insurance brokers and mortgage people in our industry, it's going to be who knows the most people. You're going to have to be more relationship based than you've ever been. Ever have to have been. And that's why I keep fucking saying to you, man, you guys keep posting, keep DMing, keep reaching out, keep commenting. It's annoying as shit, but you got to do it.
100%. I firmly agree with your opinion of where you think the market's headed. I think it's all about a relationship game. I think it's also about who's going to stay driving the car, right? Because the market's going to continue to be challenging, and you got to just continue to stay in the driver's seat because it's not going to get easier. And those who are here to kill are going to keep killing, and those that are sitting on their hands saying, "Why me?" Well,
Exactly.
you're going to get kicked in the face.
Exactly.
You know?
100%. Listen, look on the MLS. How many transactions have closed in the last 30 days?
Yep.
Clearly, there's business out there to be done.
Yep.
You just gotta go fucking find it.
Absolutely.
All right, Roman. On that note, here's what we're going to do.
That's the best part of it.
We're going into rapid fire questions.
Rapid fire.
Shit.
All right.
Let's go.
Truth or dare?
Fuck. Wait, this is part of the question? Okay.
You want to take a sip of bourbon first?
Truth.
I'm going with this.
Truth.
Truth or dare? Okay.
played this in a long
Truth.
time.
Mike, do you have a question for Truth?
Oh, come on. No, do you believe this guy?
right.
He's starting with the question. He's throwing it on me.
I'll have you know
All
that
right,
I
truth.
did a lot of research before you came on my podcast.
Truth.
I was very prepared.
Truth.
Truth.
What's your favorite movie of all time and why?
My favorite movie. Wow, that is a very hard fucking question.
That's what we do here.
So it's a movie that I just watch over and over again.
What do you got? Yeah, I know.
Godfather?
No,
Shawshank
that's such
Redemption?
an easy fucking answer. No. Shit, my favorite movie.
Christmas movie?
My Cousin Vin.
Ooh.
Good movie.
Wow.
Great
Wow.
movie.
All right, Mike, you ask him a truth or
All
dare.
right. You got one. You like to go out to eat, right?
Dude, we do this question
Big
every time.
fan.
We do better.
Excuse me. This is a fucking hell of a question that everybody turns around and says, "Damn, that's a tough answer."
right,
I'm gonna give it to you anyways, right? Because it's a staple. It's a staple of this show. Okay.
All right.
We gotta have some consistency here, other than the bourbon that we're putting out.
Yeah.
Here's my question. You got one dinner left in life.
Like you're on death row.
Death row.
You killed someone.
Okay.
I don't know.
Killed someone.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to choose the restaurant, what you're eating, and you get 3 people to sit with.
Fuck.
See, that's everyone's response.
All right, Lenny's Steakhouse.
Yep. I was there last week. Fire.
Fantastic.
Fire.
What am I ordering?
Yep.
Just for myself?
Yeah, whatever.
Take the question how you please.
Yeah.
Porterhouse for 2,
Okay.
even though for 1.
Medium rare.
Medium
There's
rare.
no leftovers.
Medium rare, Pittsburgh style.
Love it. Love it. Little char.
Mashed potatoes, cream spinach. Oh, tuna tartare to start. Can we go back there? Tuna tartare to start. My wife is there. These people dead or alive?
Could be whatever
Whatever
you
you
want.
want. Oh, you asked him. Okay, I didn't hear that part. That's good.
Shit, 3 people.
So yeah, change it up, man.
I like those socks.
My wife, my mother, and my brother.
That's deep.
My poor kids got left out.
That's a shame.
It's a shame.
All right. Truth or dare?
Damn truth or dare. You gonna play spin the bottle?
What's he gonna dare me to do?
I don't know.
He's not gonna ask dare though. He's only gonna say truth.
But I don't know if he does. I don't know where I'm going to go with this. Oh, I got to go with
All right, truth.
truth. Boring.
It's rated PG-13.
My truth question is, if you were trapped on an island and you can only bring one item, the item can't be a phone, there's no phone service, you're not getting off the island.
And he asks this question every time.
I know, it's because I blanked. I could have done better.
No, you're not prepared. It's okay.
What do you, we're not, we don't prepare at all. I was on the phone with endocrinologist all morning.
What was the body part again? The issue you got going on?
Something phosphate? No, that's a rock. I don't remember.
bunch of
Alkamain, phosphate, or something.
So what do I have? One item,
Indeed.
and it can't be a phone or a computer.
There's no phone service.
Everyone gives the same answer so far, by the way. So
And you can't bring a lighter.
yeah, that's
Can't
legal
bring
answer.
a lighter. What the fuck kind of question is this? Water, I guess.
I know. That's the dumbest fucking answer. You're on an island.
But it's salt water. It's gross. You can't drink that.
You're going to die anyways.
I guess you're right. How about a drum set?
That'd be fun.
Ooh,
That would be
like
fun.
a little Step Brothers action.
Yeah. A fucking drum set.
Touch my drum set.
Yeah.
And that's it. Bye, guys.
Podcast.